Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's one of the big ones, relationships. Hello, glorious audience, and welcome back to Motivations by Rye. In this episode, we're going to be discussing the misconceptions about relationships, and there are several. Basically, the ins and outs, the getting into a relationship, being in the relationship, and sometimes that horrible moment when the relationship just kind of dies. So getting into a relationship, for a lot of people, one of the biggest problems with the entire process. A lot of people cannot even fathom talking to a woman in their entire life, but then one day they suddenly have the realization, I want to talk to this girl. You see, the problem with that is this thing. You see this? This is a telephone. This is my ancient telephone. It's from the Triassic period, but it is a telephone. And we use this to communicate over giant distances, and it's an amazing invention. Until we abuse it. Until you're texting your wannabe partner every single day. All these text messages, you're not even calling her, you're just like texting away, tapping away at the phone. It's not gonna work. If you run a relationship with a person over the phone, then by all means, keep texting them. But if you want to actually see this person in real life and you want to engage with this person, meet up in person. Because you can't do it over a phone. Because one day, you're going to not be able to text them anymore, and you're going to actually want to, touch their face or something? I don't know. You're going to want to do something with them. So for one thing, never form a relationship over the phone. Never form a relationship over the phone. Because it's going to be awkward when you meet in person if you ever do. Secondly, that whole relationship thing, it's mutual. Mutual means that I benefit from it and somebody else benefits from it. You and somebody else, you're both benefiting from this thing that you form together. Now, where this kind of hits a wall is when one of you or both of you are not happy with yourselves. If there's one single message that I want to preach in regards to everything in general, before you ever look for anything else outside that could benefit you, you must look at yourself first and improve yourself to get it. If you want a relationship that's going to be healthy and happy, you yourself have to be healthy and happy. Besides the fact that you also have to be yourself, because you cannot be somebody else and get the dream girl for you because you're somebody else. Form a relationship with you. Like yourself. Make yourself a cup of tea.
You're all late for tea!
Be happy with yourself as a person, or else you can't expect anybody else to be happy with you. There are relationships that people love when the other person's broken and we want to fix them. We have like our little wrenches and tools and we're going to fix this person, make their life better because they're unhappy. As nice as that is for the first, month, eventually that's going to die off and that person's going to start to feel a little bit better, and then things are not going to be how you want them to be, and then the relationship's not going to go anywhere. It's going to... Don't get into relationships to fix people, and don't get into relationships if you're a broken person. Fix yourself first. Make yourself look nice. Put yourself in a tux. Anxiety. Yes, it's there. Getting into a relationship is anxious. People get a lot of anxiety. People get fear. What if I'm rejected? What if she doesn't like me? Okay, so, obvious thing number one. You're you, right?
The only me is me. Are you sure the only you is you? Enjoy that existential crisis.
If you ask this girl out, and she says no, then is she the right girl for my ability? No! If you ask a girl out and you think that she's the perfect girl for you and she says no, newsflash, she's not the perfect girl for you. If she was the perfect girl for you, guess what she would have said?
Yes!
If someone says no, that's where the journey stops, alright? No relationship I know of after somebody says no, if you keep chasing that relationship and wanting them to say yes and they do eventually say yes, that relationship's going to last maybe a month to 7 months total. Because it's not healthy, it's forced. A relationship is not something that is forced. It is something that is kind of fallen into. It's a very natural thing. You can't synthesize a relationship. It kind of just has to fall into place as it goes along. I mean, yes, you can kind of coax that process into happening, but you cannot force it to happen. When somebody says no, you cannot force them to say yes. You cannot keep bugging them until they say yes, because that relationship's not going to go anywhere. It's unhealthy. It's not natural. So if you have anxiety about the person saying no, know that there is a possibility of failure. And if it does fail, if she does say no, that relationship was not going to go anywhere anyway. And importantly, be yourself. Confidence is key. That is the key to every single thing you will ever come across, is confidence and being yourself. If you're not yourself, she's going to say yes to the wrong guy. And if you're not confident, she's not going to want to say yes, because you're not confident. Approach a woman with your head held high and just ask them, There's nothing else. There's no secret to it. There's no side effects of being confident when you're asking a girl out. There is only positive results, and if she says no, she's not the right girl for you. Alright, so being in a relationship. There are relationships that can go either way. There are ones that can thrive and that you have to work really, really hard for. There are also relationships that you don't have to work for at all, and they're still amazing relationships. There are also relationships that burn in the dust within a couple weeks. Everyone's different. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, oh, you have to work hard for your relationship and that you have to work hard for love. Because relationships are variable. People are different. People have different colors, different shades, different everything. When you match two people together, things get intertwined and mixed. It could be hard or it could be easy. It all depends. It's variable. Now, the game changer is here. When the jig is up, when the girl says, I'm done, when the guy says, it's over. It's tough. We've all been through it. We've all been there, done that with somebody who we thought was the one, and they said yes immediately, and it was all sunshine and roses for the first few months, but suddenly something happens and it's all over for whatever reason. Firstly, that relationship was unhealthy. And I know I keep preaching that, but the relationship was unhealthy. Because it wouldn't have gone anywhere anyway. If the relationship would have continued after that point, it would not have been a happy relationship. It is not the end of the world when a relationship ends. Even if you put all the cards in this one person, even if you went all in, put all your chips in this one person and it all ended, it is not the end. I can tell you all day that there are fish in the sea that you can go and you can be with, but at the same time, I'm also going to portray that another person should never, ever, ever be your primary source of happiness. Ever. Never give another person all that power. Never. Be happy in yourself, because it's where it all comes from. When you're happy in yourself, you attract people who are also happy to your life, and they will make you happier. It's a brilliant thing, because when you're happy with yourself and you're happy with your life, you don't need a relationship. You get there and you realize, I don't really need another person. But suddenly, people will start coming out of the woodwork and people will flock to you if you're happy, because people like happiness. It's a thing that we all search for, and when we find it in somebody, we're like, hey, what's your secret? Being happy in yourself will attract all the ladies and all the men in the world that you want. All the correct ones, too. Not the people who have, like, bunions on their back. You can get past a breakup because it's not the end. It is simply a turning point. Your life was going like this, now it's going like this. Like, it's not this and then this. Like, it doesn't just drop. No. Your life never just ends unless you get shot in the face and it hits your brainstem and it's just over. It never stops. Your life continues. And you know what? You can fix things. You're gonna feel like crap for a while. I know that. There's no remedy after you get in a breakup that you're just like, oh, I'm happy on the first day. No. It's gonna hurt for a while. And it's gonna feel really, really bad. But you know what? If you walk down the street, you can bump into like 5 different people who've been through the same pain that you're probably going through right now, or are going through the same pain you're going through right now, because everyone goes through it. You will go through a breakup once in a while. It happens. And you have the right to feel upset, and the right to, like, cry and be unhappy. But only for a little while. Only for a little while. After a while, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, it's over. This is a turning point. It's time to continue. It's time to be me again. Do normal things. Go out and do normal things that you always do. Go for a walk. Get a coffee. Get some ice cream. I don't know. Do something normal. Something you did for yourself before the relationship even began. Do normal things, and eventually you will feel normal again. Because that's how your body works. So essentially, the key to a relationship is not in somebody else. It is not in the relationship itself. The key to a successful and healthy relationship is you. Because when you're happy, you can benefit the other person. When the other person's happy, they can benefit you. That's kind of like tennis. Your happiness goes that way, then they return happiness this way. It goes back and forth, and eventually it's a wonderful relationship. Because you're both happy. What else is there? You don't need anything else in the relationship because you're both feeling great. So be careful. When you're in that relationship, don't give them all the power. When you're looking for a relationship, be you. That's all you can do. And if they say no, then they weren't the one for you. And at the end, it's not the worst thing in the world, because you can continue. You can feel upset for a little while, but then do not have my permission to continue to be upset.
Then you have my permission to die.
After that, you gotta make a stand. Who am I? And I'm going to get past this, and I'm better. Thank you all for watching Motivations by Rye. I will see you in future videos. See you later.